So, while playing Call of Duty World War II, not many of us know the big inspiration this game has based off of real-life prototype guns that were used, or not really used, back in the days. And for this video, I'm going to be taking a look at one of those prototype guns and telling you guys the big history around it and how it came to be. So, I'm going to be giving you guys the history behind the Juno variant for the Colt M1911 in Call of Duty World War II. So sit back and relax as we take a trip down through time and show you guys what real-life prototype gun the Juno variant in Call of Duty World War II is based off of. So, my name is Nick, and without further ado, let's get right into the video and tell you guys a little bit of history of the real-life Juno variant. Before I talk about the Juno variant, I have to talk about the Colt M1911 by itself, and basically a little bit of a summary about it in real life. So there's a lot of information about the Colt M1911, and there's also a little bit of variants revolving around it that shoot different cartridges and that have different manufacturing items and whatnot. But for right now, I'm just going to try to break it down as fast as possible. So the Colt M1911 was manufactured in 1911 by the Colt Manufacturing Company and was designed by John Browning. The Colt M1911 was used in many wars. It was used in World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Latinian Civil War, the Rhodesian Bush War, the Cambodian Civil War, the Cambodian-Vietnamese War, the Sino-Vietnamese War, the Irish War of Independence, the Indonesian National Revolution, the Soviet-Afghan War, the Persian Gulf War, the War in Afghan, the Iraq War, and the Syrian Civil War. About 2.7 million Colt M1911s, that's also with all the variants and versions of it, were made, and they're still in use to today, but not the originals back from the early 20th century. There are so many versions of the Colt M1911 that there's civilian models, custom models, police models, military models, and I mean, I can go on forever. There are so many variants and versions of this gun that it's probably one of the most popular pistols in the world. But that's basically a fast summary about the Colt M1911. Now, let's talk about some stats about it in real life. Now, first off, it weighs about 2.5 pounds. That's really light for, or not really light, but that's actually kind of heavy for a pistol. Now, the cartridge it shoots is a .45 ACP, and the feed system only goes to a 7-round standard detachable box magazine. There's no such thing as an extended mag for the Colt, other than some variants, really. Now, I can't really compare the stats to the Call of Duty World War II M1911 because, one, I don't have the rate of fire, and two, that's basically pretty much it. I have the magazine size. The magazine size is pretty accurate because in Call of Duty World War II, it has a 7-round normal mag and a 10-round extended mags, but the Colt M1911 by itself cannot hold an extended mag. So we're just not going to compare it, and we're going to go straight into the Juno variant. So I'm 100% certain that the Juno variant in Call of Duty World War II is based off of the Steyr M1912. The Steyr M1912 was developed by the Austrian firm company Steyr Mannlicher, which is based off of a mechanism from or of the Roth Steyr M1907, which is what the Steyr M1912 basically bases what it looks like from. So the Steyr M1912 was developed in 1911 by the Austrian firm Steyr Mannlicher. It was developed as a military pistol but was not accepted into service until 1914. The main thing about this gun is that nobody knows who developed it. There are a lot of theories out there for different developers, but nobody knows the true inventor of the Steyr gun. This gun was only used in 2 wars, World War I and World War II. They were produced from 1912 to 1945, and about 300,000 of them were produced. There's also 3 variants of this gun. One that can hold an extended mags, one that shoots a 9mm parabellum cartridge, and one that can be basically morphed into a submachine gun version of this gun. But not a lot of those were made, and there were a lot of them that were abandoned, so that variant of it is basically impossible to find. That's basically pretty much it about this gun in real life. Now let's talk about stats about it and see if we can compare it to the Call of Duty World War II Juno to see if it's historically accurate. Now, the weight of this gun was about 2.6 pounds, about 0.1 of a pound more than the normal Colt M1911 in real life. And it shot two different cartridges, a 9x23mm Steyr and a 9mm Parabellum. And the 9x19 or 9x23mm Steyr was used by Austro-Hungarian during World War I, and the 9mm Luger or 9mm Parabellum was used by Germany in World War II and World War I. And its feed system was 8 rounds in an integral magazine by a stripper clip. I said I was going to compare stats with the M1911, but I'm just going to say, hands down right now, it's historically inaccurate. The Juno is historically inaccurate to this gun because the Steyr has 8 rounds in its normal mag, while the Juno only has 7. And I don't know the fire rate of this gun, so I can't really compare that. But guys, that is basically pretty much it about the history of, or the real life history of, the Juno variants in Call of Duty World War II. Now, if you did like this, drop a like because it helps me out a ton. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more Wednesday content. Upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an upload. And also follow me on Twitch to check out all of my daily streams on Fortnite or any other Battle Royale games that are coming up, because I'm going to be streaming a lot of Battle Royale games on there. Also, whoop up a card to Series Plays right about now, and I'll put in the description down below. Series Plays is called The History of the Variant series, and basically I take a look into the real life history of Call of Duty World War II variants to tell you guys more about this variant. So, I don't know, maybe you can impress your friends or whatnot, and it's pretty interesting to learn about these Call of Duty World War II variants because most of them are realistic. But if any of that interests you, then I highly recommend checking out the playlist after the video. But again guys, that's basically pretty much it, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. And also comment down below your thoughts about this video or what you learned in this video. Like, did you think it's pretty cool that the Steyr M1912 basically had 3 variants, one that can be turned into a sub, one that shoots a 9mm Parabellum, and one that shoots a 9x23mm Steyr? Just anything I would love to hear in the comments down below that you found interesting in this video or learned. But guys, that's basically pretty much it, and I'll see you in my next video. So, peace.